Hi, and welcome back to the shortsaleminute.com. Just want to go over a few things today, primarily the HAFA program, or the Home Affordable Foreclosure Alternative. I believe that's what it stands for.
Yep.
There's a lot of hype, a lot of talk about this, and I'm sorry to say, but it's not going to live up to the hype. It's going to be just like the HAMP program. I jotted down a few notes about it, the eligibility requirements, and you'd be surprised it has nothing to do with what they're saying it's going to help with. One of the big things that they're touting is a 10-day decision. Well, they may give you an answer in 10 days whether or not it's going to be an accepted short sale or not. The process is still going to take 3 to 4 months, and that's direct from a rep at a bank. I'm not going to say which bank, but that's from a rep at the bank. I spoke with him yesterday. So 3 to 4 months still, not this magical 10-day approval time, so that's not going to happen. Here are some of the eligibility requirements. Number one, you have to be at least 60 days delinquent. So for those of you out there that aren't delinquent yet, that we're going to go the route of a short sale, on the HAFA program you cannot. One of the biggest things are the investors that are tied to it. If it's a Fannie Mae loan, a Freddie Mac, some private label investors out there, FHA, VA, Ginnie Mae, guess what? You don't qualify for HAFA. So that right there probably eliminates, in my estimation, probably 60 to 70% of the loans out there, just with that requirement right there. And then if you're one of those people that has a house that's worth more than the norm, if it's only a single unit, so a single family residence, one home, you're capped at 729. So if your home's worth, let's say, $1 million, okay, now you don't qualify for HAFA. It's not going to go through. Another thing is all loans had to be originated on or before January 1st, 2009. So if you originated January 2nd, 2009, guess what? You don't qualify for HAFA. So just real quick in a nutshell, I don't think HAFA is going to live up to half of what it's supposed to do. It's another federal regulated program that's just going to fall flat on its face. And there's a lot of hype, a lot of buzz out there. And some agents are getting really excited, but I'm sorry, it's just not going to go anywhere.
Was there a beginning date to that, or is it just anything before 09?
Just anything before 09. I mean, the actual booklet, it's 45 pages of documents of mainly gibberish that's trying to explain the program. And one other thing too, if you have a first and a second, it's pretty much not going to go anywhere. The reason being is, under the HAFA guidelines, that second lien holder is only entitled to $1,500. Well, the second lien holders are getting pretty savvy these days, and they're getting at least $5,000 on these short sales. So why would they want to go with a HAFA program and only collect $1,500? It just doesn't make financial sense for them. So I don't think it's going to go anywhere. That's my 2 cents for the day on HAFA.
Back in October, you and I were at a conference at one of the largest international real estate companies in the world. And at that conference, they were touting this program. They were actually talking about HAFA coming out April 1, and they were putting basically all their eggs in this basket. They honestly believed that HAFA was the savior for the real estate industry, at least for those that were doing short sales or positioned to do short sales. And Ryan and I at the time looked at one another because we knew what HAMP had done. And we knew right away that this was just going to be another government boondoggle, and it's proving itself to be just that case.
Absolutely right. And there's some agents out there that have a certain designation. I'm not going to say which designation that is, but they think this is the cure-all, and it's still going to save, you know, hundreds of thousands of homeowners, and it's absolutely not going to.
Look, Ryan's going to be polite. I'm not. I'm going to just tell you, it's the CDPE program. There's good information, don't misunderstand me, but because they have this designation, suddenly they think that they are the world's foremost expert on short sales. Absolutely not true. There are some very good people with those designations, but just because they have that designation doesn't give them the authority to know all that needs to be known and be the expert in the field. Doesn't mean much, to be honest with you. What it means something is having a good process in place, the experience to get this done, contacts with the lenders, and building good relationships with you, the customer.
In one of our previous videos, we talked about over-disclosure on loan modifications. It happens a lot with short sales, and that designation, which Nick just mentioned by name, they actually teach the agents in their course to send in, I think it's 80 to 100 pages to these lenders.
Right.
And realistically, your short sale package as an agent, sending it in to negotiate this file, you should be anywhere from 15 to 30, 35 pages, absolute max. That's all you really need to be sending in. It's all about over-disclosure, and something you don't want to do, because you have to remember, at the end of the day, your lender is still a debt collector. They're going to pinch every penny they can out of you. They're going to squeeze it. They're going to find it. They're going to look for it. So just be aware of that.
Absolutely correct. So between our last video and this one, we actually had a couple of email questions that we want to answer because we thought that they were very good questions, that many of you probably have similar questions and we happen to have the answers to.
You mean people actually emailed us questions?
We actually
that means people are actually watching this video.
There are people watching the video, which
Fantastic.
is good news.
Good.
So one of the questions, Ryan, was, I'm not behind on my mortgage, I'm not delinquent, can I still do a short sale?
The answer to that question is yes, you can. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying all lenders are going to agree to it. But what we have to demonstrate is a financial hardship, some kind of, okay, you're not late now, but we can actually see down the road that you're going to become late. Maybe you're living off of savings. Maybe your work hours were decreased, your pay is decreased, some sort of hardship there, but you're living off of savings, which the savings account isn't increasing daily. It's going down every day. So if we can demonstrate that, look, there's going to be a certain point when I am going to become delinquent, absolutely, you can do a short sale without being delinquent. That is one of the largest myths out there, I think, with short sales, that you have to be late to do a short sale, and that's absolutely not the case.
Correct. You ready for the next one?
Ready for the next one.
Next question was, can I do both a short sale and a loan mod at the same time?
Do you want to answer that, or do you want me to?
Well, I'll answer my own question. The answer is, unfortunately, no. And the reason is you can't have those tracks parallel one another. The lender wants to either be working on a short sale, knowing that the end game or the exit strategy is a sale and a close, or you intend on staying in the property for the long term, and they're going to modify the terms of the note in order to make that happen for you. That's the short and simple answer to that question.
Short and simple, I like it.
Yep.
Good. Any other questions?
Yep, there was one other. One person wanted to know what it would cost, what the costs are associated with doing a short sale, the costs to the homeowner. Are there costs associated?
I'll answer that question. There are no costs to the homeowner. This is a real estate transaction, and your lender, the bank's going to pay us our fee. So if you're thinking, you know what, I'd like to do a short sale, I need to get out from my house, I don't want to foreclose, but I just don't have the money to pay someone to list my home in the form of a commission or a negotiation company, you know what, you're not alone out there. A lot of people don't have money, but it's not coming out of your pocket, it's coming out of the lender. The bank is going to pay us. So what we're going to do is we're going to fight to get that short sale accepted. We're also going to try to get you to be able to stay in that home for as long as possible without making any payments. And at the end of the day, once it closes, the bank's going to pay us. You're not going to pay us.
That's it. Listen, thank you very much for your time today. You can always contact us at info@theshortsaleminute.com and visit the website.
And I told you we'd be wearing different clothes.
Here we are.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Bye.